My name is Lizzie, and welcome back to my channel, Reading Underneath the Stars. We're going to talk about our January reads, and I read a lot of ebooks over my actual TBR, I think, if I remember everything correctly. I have everything here, but still. I wanted a book that I could read on the way to work, and I chose Bookshops and Bone Desk, and I think by Travis Balti. Okay, anyway. I enjoyed this so much. I actually wanted to pick up this second. Well, actually, it would be the third book. And I do have the third book. I just haven't opened it yet. This is about Viv, who's a battle-hungry orc. And she's in a group called the Rackham Ravens, and they are fighting a necromancer, but she gets injured, and she is stuck in this town, and she is very stubborn, and she comes across Fern, who is the bookseller, and this raggedy old bookshop that is falling down and seeing better days, and she strikes up a friendship with Fern, and Fern gets her to read more, and their friendship grows, and it's about the adventures of Viv in the town, and whether or not she gets the necromancer in the end, we will find out, or you will find out. Actually, I already know. Okay. Anyway, so please pick this up. This is actually, I enjoyed this. I didn't. The first one I was like, okay. The second one I like. I'm really nervous about the third one though, even though I have it. Yes, but two books that I read were ebooks, and I was slightly disappointed because it just went over my head. I was really disappointed. So I read Secrets Beneath the Soul by Testa Skylar and the Cozy Mystery. And we are following Elia Blackwood? Elena Blackwood. Me and my names. I cannot get it correctly. Okay. And there's books going missing, and she's trying to find them. Like, a letterbound manuscript is gone. And Margaret is helping her along with Jasper Reed, who happens to be a reporter. And they are trying to discover the secrets of the town, the magic of the town that's long forgotten. And stuff like that. And how it's connected. All connected. From there we read Night, Blooms, and Burial by Gemma Harper. And that one was very similar to the other book I was mentioned earlier, The Secret Beneath the Stairs. Or at least it felt like it was very similar. We're following Poppy, and she's the owner of Woodbrook's Beloved Cafe. And she finds that her during the stop strip that her friend that owns the flower shop is not doing that well, and by the time she finds her, it's almost too late. The flower shop owner keeps saying the same word over and over again, circle, and Poppy has to discover what that means as she is being taken to the hospital. And I believe the whole town is basically in on this secret. Poppy keeps on finding this quote everywhere, "Moonlight, we remember." And she's trying to discover what is actually hiding in the town, what is the secrets of the town, and exactly how many people are involved, etc., and so on. That's by Pumpkin Spice, Alex Erickson. I did not get where the Pumpkin Spice desk came from. I mean, I don't recall that ever being brought up, if that makes any sense. We are following Christy once again, and her new beau, or sort of beau, William, invites her to this Halloween party, and a lot of stuff goes down. We're talking several Marilyn Monroes. We're talking a possible father that lost his daughter reuniting. We're talking about jewelry that goes missing, maybe, or so we think. And then we have Paul with a completely out of character trying to get Christy to help him solve the case, because for some reason his partner cannot even get to the mansion. So ruining Christy's date as well as Paul's own date, etc. and so on. I just thought that it was kind of weird that Paul was letting Christy, of all things, get involved in the case, when half the time in the other book she's like, I don't want you involved in this, etc. and so on. So I just felt out of character, and Christy, she's still nosy like she always is, but not as nosy. Yeah. This book I absolutely adored, and I would love to get the whole entire series when I can, because I know that Kindle Unlimited only has the first 3. My library has the 4th one. And then the rest of them, I have to wait for either Kindle Unlimited to catch up or my library to catch up. Or I have to eventually buy them. Seeing how the latter is not in the cards currently, I'm going to have to wait, which is going to be really hard to do. Hopefully I can find them on sale. And that is In This Moment by Gabrielle Myers, and this is a timeless series, and I just love it. So we are following Margaret, and she's known by 3 different names, because if you read the first book, I think I mentioned the first book a while ago in previous videos, she is a time traveler. And in the normal timeline, you can have 2 lives. What was throwing me off is that there's actually 3 lives in this one. We have Pearl Harbor, we have Revolutionary, and we have the most current, which I lived through 9/11. And we're bouncing back through the different point of view, and she's falling in love with guys within each timeline, and you do not even know who she's gonna choose. But I was actually hoping, as I was reading this, I was like, okay, I really don't like this particular guy. I don't want her to choose him. And you'll have to see. You'll have to read it. You'll have to read it. Because I was like, I really hope that does not happen. And then a part of me was like, well, I don't really want her to lose her friend that's in this timeline either. But I was like that with each and every timeline. There was somebody I got attached to that I did not want her to leave later on. Anyway, you have to choose when you hit 21 what timeline you want. So her thing is midnight on January 1st. Or the 31st. You know what I mean. But still, I was like, oh, I gotta own this series in my hands right now, not just in my Kindle. Alright. I'm gonna go get me something hot to drink, because I'm feeling it in my throat, because I'm not feeling 100%. I don't know if I said that earlier in the video, but with that, I will see you in the next one.